So it's 1:15, and the Czech guy, the last guy, has just tagged the Bug Run turn point and he's walking up. But almost the last hour I've been dealing with this disaster. These guys are flying. They'll be fighting increasing valley winds as they go towards the turn point. And yeah, our buddy has landed here in a pretty bad spot because he's just inside the German border where you can only go to official launches. So I suggested hiking up to here where the others got to climb, but that's actually in the lee of the valley wind, so maybe not the best idea. So he's 20 k's by road from the turn point, 13 k's by air, but that's just going to really kill the day. It's the thermic time. A whole bunch of the other guys have got the early thermals before the valley winds have gotten established to tag the turn point, and some of them were launched from the lower launch here, and others have gone all the way up to this point, and they're well on the way now. But yeah, they have to be really careful not to land in Germany because there's only official takeoffs. And yeah, ideally they'll do one single flight all the way to the next turn point, which is a solid 120 k's or so. It's a typical leg of the X-alps. I think, I don't know, every recent edition has had that leg, and I've walked parts and flown parts. Only 5 minutes later, and there's too much going on. I have to make another video. So Tobias, Italy 1, is out on his own, and then there's a gaggle with Kriegel, Maxime, Paddle, Duragati, and Paltakac. I think that's a lot of them. The German's just a little behind, but he's following the same route. And who have we got back here? A whole bunch of people. Yeah, Spike, the Polish guy's just tagged the turn point. And there's a few hiking up the hill, I'm not even sure. Austria 2, there you go. So that's Gushel Bauer, who was close to Richie before, so that's annoying that Richie didn't stay with him. So Richie is the closest to the turn point of the ones that haven't tagged it yet. A few of the others have gone a different way, so the Japanese guy is still scratching around. Looks like he's getting up that spur a bit. It's doing well, but Laurie has landed, so I don't know what her plan is. She's going to try and fly again from a German launch, but she's still on the Austrian side actually, so that's good. Spanish is doing okay, and you've got the Austrian girl, the German girl, Slovenian, Kinga, and the Romanian and the Chinese. That'd be high, but they've got a long way to go. Just after 1 p.m, and they're almost halfway on this next leg. So it's 10 to 7, nearing the end of the second day, and yeah, massive spread today. So let's go through what the stories are. So the Czech guy tagged the turn point, got up to 3,000 metres, but now he's in the bottom of the valley, so he's probably going to be the next one eliminated. The Chinese guy has been there for quite some time. I'm not sure what the story is there. The German, she landed in this place, this windy place. She didn't get the turn off. Same thing happened to me years ago. Richie bombed out just inside the Germany border, which is a terrible situation when you're only allowed to use official launches and there's none around. So he's been walking to the turn point, but he felt a bit crook. I'm not exactly sure what the story is. Laurie also didn't make it in. She was flying with the Japanese pilot around here, and then she landed and she flew again and flew into the turn point, but now they're walking north. They said it's really gusty, windy from the northeast at the moment. King is taken to the air. I mean, it's pretty late, so it's probably the time to do it. Just the last of the day where it's just dying off a little bit, at least by the time you land. But they're walking somewhere else. I don't know where they're planning to launch or what they're planning to do. The Romanian, it says he's walking, but I think he's flying parked in the wind. I'm not really sure what the story is there. The live tracking's been coming and going a bit too, so who knows. The Spanish, not really sure. I haven't been following closely lately, so yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on there. This track out to the north, well away from everyone else, is the American. It seemed like it worked pretty well for him until he landed. Look at that, the whole track is way out, different place to everywhere else, until he landed here. Now there's a lot of sort of Looks like he's lost height there to land, so I don't know if he was trying to land an official landing spot or the rest was forest probably, so he didn't want to land in the water, but he's got a long walk ahead of him. No sign of him going up to a launch yet. And apart from that, a lot of guys, well, there's a few still coming into the Lermoos turn point now. Looks like Spike. What's he doing over there? I don't know why he's flying like that. Is he really low, so he just had to go that way because I'm not sure what's going on there. But yeah, a bunch of people have tagged the turn point. And of these, the orange line here is Paddle. He's gone a different way. Swiss 2. And up the front, well, it's back on the live tracking. It wasn't showing for ages, but Kriegel, Maxime, and Paltakach. So, and someone else, Duragati, I think. So Pal has had a really good race. He's flown his own way. He's done his own thing. This morning, last night, he didn't really walk at all after landing, and he hiked up the next biggest hill this morning and still managed to, well, he's in the front now, so yeah, same result for less energy expenditure and something you can be pretty proud of doing it all yourself. So there we go. Yep, the next turn point is on the Swiss border, so Regal's thinking he should be able to make it there tonight. That's what he said at Lermoos anyway, when prompted. 40 minutes until end of flying time, 9 p.m. And it looks like Krieger was the first to tag the turn point. They've got to get within 3 kilometres, and Maxime is going to be the next one. And there's a whole bunch on the way. And yeah, Paddle had a different line to start with, but then he's come back over. Looks like he might have landed. And a few others on the way. But check this out. Tanguy is going the other side. He's in Switzerland already, I think that is. I'm pretty sure that's Switzerland. So he's going to try and take it from the other side. I guess he'll get as close as he can and get it tomorrow morning. And yeah, quite a few people have passed through Lermoos today. Looks like Polish and Canadian guys have. The USA guy, still no signs of going to a launch. Unfortunately, that's a bit of an annoying walk when it's a good thermic day. Interesting how he took a different route, but it looks like the Japanese guys sort of followed him, sort of. And yeah, they were saying it was real gusty. So Richie's elected to go for a walk. Kinga doesn't look like she got very far. Although maybe the tracking's not working, it's hard to tell sometimes. And yeah, long walk for Celine to the turn point, and still quite a ways for the Chinese and Czechs. After 9 p.m. now on day 2, and I just wanted to point out that there's an interesting line here by the Austrian girl. She's the only one to take the Inntal, which is cool. You'd be tailwind all the way, and yeah, probably landing going backwards, I don't know. And yeah, a lot of people still struggling with the old Ashau turn point. Sorry to put you through all that without any visuals. Here's some 2015 photos just before the X-alps. I was flying with Gavin McClurg and Louis Tapper, and I was the one who got back to the car at the end of the day, so that helped them out. But just as I had my wing out, a dog came to pee on it, christened it for me.